So today, let's talk about the incredible role physiotherapy plays for children with Down syndrome. And really, we're not just talking about a set of exercises. What we're diving into is a journey. It's a journey of building strength, growing confidence, and ultimately, unlocking independence one single step at a time.
And that really brings us to the big question, right? For any parent, caregiver, or therapist, this is what it all comes down to. It's not just about if a child is going to reach their milestones, it's about how they get there. So this question is going to be our guidepost as we go through this whole physiotherapy journey. You know, every good journey needs a map. For us, that means we first have to understand the unique physical terrain. We're going to look at the common characteristics that children with Down syndrome experience, not as roadblocks, but as the starting points where we can offer the absolute best support. Okay, so the first big concept we need to talk about is something called hypotonia. In simple terms, it just means low muscle tone. A good way to think about it is like a rubber band that's just a little bit looser than usual. That's kind of what muscles with low tone are like. And this affects, well, everything from posture to strength, and it's really the main reason physiotherapy is so beneficial. And you can see how that hypotonia plays out in the real world. It might mean milestones like sitting up or walking are a bit delayed. It can mean looser joints, which affect stability, or make posture and balance a little trickier. It can even mean a child might get tired more quickly when they're playing. These are the exact areas that a physiotherapist zeroes in on with their personalized plan.
All right, so we know the challenges. What's the goal of therapy then? Well, it's all guided by this one really powerful philosophy that completely changes how we think about motor development. And it's all about one thing: stability before speed.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you've got the rush to hit a milestone. It's kind of like building a house on a shaky foundation. Sure, you get there fast, but it can lead to some inefficient or unstable movements down the road. But on the other side, that's the physiotherapy approach. Carefully, thoughtfully building a strong base. It's all about putting control and alignment first, which leads to movement that's safer, more efficient, and way more confident in the long run.
Stability before speed. This is it. This is the mantra that guides absolutely everything. It's this deep commitment to quality over quantity, making sure that every single new skill is built on a rock-solid foundation of strength and control.
So, with that big principle in mind, the next critical question is, when's the best time to start? Well, all the research and clinical experience are crystal clear on this one. The most effective time to begin therapy is in infancy. Yep, you heard that right. Starting that early taps into the incredible plasticity of a baby's brain, letting us build that strong foundation right from day one. And the benefits of getting that early start, they are huge. It helps develop strong head and trunk control. That's the cornerstone for pretty much every other movement. That then improves stability for sitting and standing and encourages those safer, more efficient patterns we've been talking about. But maybe the most important thing of all, it gives a child the physical confidence to get out there, to explore, to play, and to learn about their world.
Okay, so what does all of this actually look like in practice? Let's pull back the curtain for a second and take a peek inside a therapy session. It's probably not as clinical as you're imagining. In fact, a lot of the time, it's all about structured, fun, and engaging play.
Every single plan kicks off with a really comprehensive assessment, and it's totally tailored to the individual child. A therapist is going to look at everything, from muscle tone and posture to just watching how a child naturally moves when they're playing. But look at that last step, because it's so important: discussing goals with parents. This is not a one-way street. It is a true partnership, where the family's own goals and daily routines are at the heart of the plan. Now, based on that assessment, the therapist pulls from this whole toolkit of strategies. But here's the secret sauce. These are almost always disguised as fun. Core strengthening might look like a game of reaching up for bubbles. Balance activities could be walking along a colorful line on the floor. The whole idea is to build these critical skills in a way that's motivating and just feels like playtime for the child.
Now, the work that happens in a therapy session is the spark, for sure, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. The real, lasting progress, well, that happens when the family becomes an active, essential part of the team. So let's talk about how that incredible partnership works. And this is absolutely key. The skills learned in therapy have to be reinforced at home. It's that consistent practice, woven into daily routines and playtime, that takes a new movement and really cements it into an automatic skill. That repetition is literally building and strengthening new pathways in the brain.
And therapists don't just send families home empty-handed and say, good luck. They provide so much support.
We're talking easy-to-follow exercise programs, creative ideas to fold practice into your daily life, and tons of education on things like proper positioning and how to encourage active play. The whole goal is to empower parents to feel confident and be their child's #1 coach.
So, where is all this hard work heading? Well, physiotherapy for kids with Down syndrome isn't some short-term fix. Think of it more as a long-term partnership, one that's designed to support a child as they grow and navigate all the new challenges and environments that life brings.
This timeline illustrates it perfectly. You can see how the focus of therapy just naturally evolves. In infancy, it's all about building that solid foundation. Then, in childhood, it shifts to functional skills, like walking and climbing. When a child starts school, the focus might be on posture and endurance for sitting at a desk. And as they hit adolescence, it's all about adapting to a growing body and new activities.
But here's the thing to remember. Through all of those different stages, the ultimate goal, the North Star, it never ever changes. It's always about empowering that child with the skills they need for functional independence and full participation, whether that's navigating a busy school hallway, playing in the park with friends, or just helping out around the house.
And that brings us right back to our final question. What does a future of confident participation actually look like? Well, it looks like a child joining in on the playground without hesitation. It looks like a student carrying their own lunch tray across the cafeteria. It looks like an adult navigating their world with strength and with self-assurance. It's a future that's built one stable, confident step at a time. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey.